Yan po ang aking commitment, hindi lamang po sa tao, kundi sa Panginoon na makapagserbisyo, makapaglingkod ako. Gawin na natin ang lahat nating magagawa, makatulong tayo sa kapwa para maipakita natin na tayo ay may Panginoon sa buhay sa pamamagitan ng pagkalinga at pagmamahal sa kapwa natin. Kaya habang malakas pa tayo, habang mayroon tayo, tulong tayo sa kapwa natin.
Dili na ko kay mga pong kalipay nga ikaw naghahatag ka na mo og Pinoy-anan sa daghan pang mga tao. Dako gyud kayo mong pasalamat kay Sir Manny Pacquiao. Siya ang nakatabang sa among kalisod. Kung say kalisod na mo naa siya mo tabang sa amoa.
Dili lang kay kami, daghan pa ayang gitabangan, dili kay balay lang, financial, grocery, ana, sa mga bata po nga nanginahanglan po og tabang para scholarship, daghan kay ayang gitabangan.
Ako po ay nagpapasalamat lalong-lalo na sa Panginoon at sa kapangalawa kay Manny Pacquiao dahil sa napakaganda ng puso niya. Bukod pa doon, binigyan niya kami ng bahay.
Yan pong programa ko na yan, hindi po yan proposal lamang, kundi matagal ko na pong ginagawa yan sa sarili kong bulsa, sa sarili kong pagsisikap, dugo at pawis ang aking puhunan para makapagbigay, makatulong ako sa aking mga kababayan. Kaya naman po, ang nais ko talaga na maipasa, maipatas ang Free Public Housing Act, ma-implement at maraming mabigyan ng tahanan. Nagawa ko po yan. Na ako lang, ano pa kaya ang pera ng taong bayan na dapat mabalik sa inyo. Yan po ang aking ipinaglalaban.
Daghan kay salamat Sir Manny Pacquiao sa imong kaayo sa amo. God bless.
Pasalamat mi sa Ginoo nga gigamit siya sa Dios nga maluoy sa mga pobre nga sama sa amoa.
Salamat.
Pumili po tayo na isang kandidato na may tunay na malasakit at pagmamahal sa mga mahihirap at naiiwanan sa laylayan ng mga Pilipino. Wala pong ibang tinitingnan kundi kapakanan, kinabukasan ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na naghihirap, nagugutom at wala pong oportunidad na makapagtrabaho. We are just stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Therefore, we should maximize the time, the strength, the blessings that God entrusted to us to help others para mag-glorify ang ating Panginoon sa buhay natin. In God, all things are possible. Nothing is impossible with God.
Itong pinaglalaban ko, samahan niyo po ako. Yun po ang angat ko palagi sa pamilyang Pilipino na wala pong may iiwan. Higit sa lahat, magtutulungan tayo, magkakaisa tayo para po sa isang minimithi nating kaunlaran ng ating bansa.
Ang dalangin ko palagi na itong bansang ito may pagmamalaki ng sabayanang Pilipino na maunlad, masaya, nagkakaisa at namumuhay ng tahimik. Si Manny Pacquiao po, number 50 po sa balota.
Palma. Oh, no. That's unfair, and Palma 7 points in the game. To Del Fuentes. Oh, wow. Delgado makes the shot and knocks it down. Malonia is open. 3-point. Oh, my goodness! He's a jumper by Robin Celis. Caballero has time. Turnaround jumper. Oh my goodness.
Biyaheng Lucena ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino ngayong Sabado. We are live from the Quezon Convention Center for our Saturday triple header. It's another interesting day here in the MPBL, and we do have some big games ahead, including a rematch of last year's national finals. But for now, we turn our attention to the Imus Brotherhood Grumpy Joe, coming off a win last time out, taking on the Muntinlupa Cagers, two teams in the South Division looking to improve their records and enhance their chances leading up to the postseason. And mamaya, Parañaque Patriots taking on the Batangas City Tanduay Rum Masters. The Rum Masters smarting from that loss to Ilagan last week. They want to bounce back, and so are the Parañaque Patriots. And later on, it's a big one, the Pampanga Giant Lanterns against the Quezon Huskers. Magandang hapon mga kaliga, si Daf Tupas, and I'm so glad to be working alongside Christian Luanson on a Saturday. Christian, how are you, and how was the trip going here?
It was a great trip. No, medyo ma-traffic lang, but worth it. Sabi mo nga, big games today, especially yung last one natin. It's great to be back here in Quezon, by the way. I mean, I think it's been a while since I last stepped on this court. Pero to witness yung, especially yung third game natin, Pampanga, tsaka sa Quezon. Can't wait for that, but we got the game at hand right now.
Ngayon, ano ka? Commentator ka. Dati,
Player. Yes.
Dito sa
Yes,
Quezon
it's been
Convention.
more than a decade.
Ang tagal na pala, no? Magandang hapon din sa mga nanonood sa atin on Facebook, and mamaya we are live on Solar Sports starting at 6 p.m. And syempre kasama din natin, we'll bring her in later on, Gianna Lianes. Our games yesterday at the Paco Arena, there were some thrillers and there were some routes, and it all started with Abra beating Sarangani, Zamboanga winning over Ilagan. Little controversy in the end there, and Quezon City prevailing over Manila Batang Quiapo. Quezon City ending that winless run of theirs. And tingnan natin ang ating team standings. North Division muna tayo, kung saan ang Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards and San Juan Knights, they will be squaring off in a week's time. Diyan sila sa taas, 10-0 ang Nueva Ecija, 9-0 ang San Juan. Abra, you know, still continuing that winning streak, 9-1. Pampanga at number 4 at 8-1. And then there's a, you know, there's a huge disparity there from 4 to 5, and then 5 to 7. There's a log jam, and 8 and 9 looks very close as well.
Totoo yan, no? And nakita natin, those are the two remaining unbeaten teams, no? In Nueva Ecija and San Juan, but not for long. In a week's time, magkakaroon ng dent yung isang team doon. That would be the home court of Nueva Ecija. And the South, nakita natin, Quezon, 8-1. And later, makikita natin sila, as mentioned, kalaban ng Pampanga. Results there at 7-3. But a big game today dahil yung dalawang maglalaro ngayong first game. Parehas na sa top 8. Muntinlupa at 6-2, trying to go for a bounce-back win. Imus naman, trying to create a winning streak dahil galing sila sa panalo.
No, Muntinlupa, ang pag-usapan muna natin, they lost their last game against Zamboanga. This was a game that, you know, could have huge implications in their postseason campaign, no? Because yun nga, nandun nga sila pareho sa taas ng ating South Division. 82-75 it finished, and you know, coming up short down the stretch. Zamboanga just having a stronger finishing kick, pero Muntinlupa was there all the way in this ballgame.
The thing is, medyo banderang kapos sila, no? Tulad yung nabanggit mo, you look at the numbers right here, did not shoot the ball well overall, but did have 11 3-pointers. The thing is, this was a hot shooting game. We covered this last week. Both teams combined for 24, but it was a game wherein they did not lead after, or was not able to taste the lead after the end of each quarter. And then in the fourth quarter, tulad yung nasabi mo, nung dikdikan na yung laban, Super Suman came up. They had a hard time matching up against him. 5 players finished in double figures para sa kanila, you know, led by Kurt Lohera at itong si Matiliano. They're gonna need that once again kasi matibay rin yung wings ng Imus.
Domark Matiliano is 17 points away from joining the 1,000 points club dito sa Liga ng Bawat
Former
Pilipino.
Quezon Husker.
Yes, this is former home court. Imus naman had a solid win in their last game. It was a 78-60 decision against the Valenzuela City Magic, and it happened last Tuesday doon sa Paco Arena. And as usual, Kent Ariar and JJ Caspe joining forces para sa panalo.
Well, sa larong yun, no, Caspe played 30 minutes at 11 points, 9 boards. To your point, Kit Arriar, you know, 8 of his 16 in the fourth quarter. This was very close, especially after the end of 3 quarters. They dominated the boards. You see, plus 20 overall, and then 25 massive offensive rebounds, which resulted into 33 second chance points. And this is not a small team, you know, itong Valenzuela City. But obviously, the effort was not there. Doligon also had a big part in the third quarter wherein he scored 11 points to keep them at bay. But Kent Arriar ang namayani doon as the best player of the ballgame.
Oh, and we'll go straight to Miguel Perey now for the starting lineups. It's Imus against Muntinlupa.
Are the starters, beginning with the Muntinlupa Cagers Lakan. Starting at guard, number 10, Puroy Kantimbuhan. Center number 6, Mark Sarangay. Also at guard, number 8, the Iceman, Domark Matiliano. Forward number 33, Ron Lastimosa. And the other forward, number 1, Marvin Hayes. The head coach for the Cagers is Gino Ludovice. Assistant coaches, Mark Nandan, Don Bautista, Chico Terona, John Capulong, Alvin Tanyada, and Delon Hontinano. Team manager is Vince Harder. Team owners, Kaiser Galvez, Attorney Jemsi, and Aya Saicon. And now, introducing the starters for the Imus Grumpy Joe Brotherhood. Starting at guard, number 5, Jed Ong. Also at guard, number 12, JJ Caspe. Coming in at center, number 14, Ray Acuno. Forward, number 17, Kint Ariar. And the other forward, number 24, Mark Doligon. The Imus Grumpy Joe Brotherhood will be led by Ricky Alcantara, with Jade Batigaw and Michael Quillas. Team consultant is RJ Rizada. Assistant team manager is TJ Marquez. Team owner is Ruby Navarro. Reference for this ballgame are crew chief Edmar Avis, umpire 1, Seth Pingol Jr., and number 2, Lester Arcega. Substitute referee is Holly Domingo. This game is held under the supervision.
The starting five is brought to you by our Senator and MPBL founder Manny Pacquiao. Ibalik sa Senado, number 50 sa balota. Muntinlupa starts with John Kantimbuhan, Puroy Kantimbuhan for most of us. Domark Matiliano, Mark Sarangay, Ron Lastimosa, and Marvin Hayes. Imus has Jed Ong, JJ Caspe, Ray Acuno, Kint Ariar, and Mark Doligon. The ball is up and we are underway dito sa Lucena City. Quezon Convention Center ang ating venue.
Nakamatchup ka agad, no? Itong si Marvin Hayes who came off the bench last game but gets a starting na nakamatchup siya kay Kint Ariar.
Parehong high motor players. Ariar had to make an emergency pass as Marvin Hayes was right there.
Kumbaga, itong Muntinlupa, no? Sinimulan nila, no? Sa matchup nila sa depensa. Si Caspe naman, yung isang main man nila. Ang minatchup kaagad nila, veterano rin, si Ron Lastimosa.
Matiliano pulls the trigger, the flick of the wrist from Domark Matiliano.
Now that's something when you play Muntinlupa that you have to defend well. They do a lot of floppy actions or tinatawag na single-double. Especially si Matiliano, going to his left side, pabor na pabor sa kanya yan, yung mga ganyang 16 to 70-foot jumpers, catch and shoot.
Ong misses the layup, well defended. Here comes Puroy. Puroy in the lane, blocked by Kint.
I'm surprised he went for the inside hand, no? Kasi mas madaling palpal rin yun, lalo na kung nasa harapan yung defender. He should have gone for the outside hand off the glass. Para may protection ng balikat.
Gusto ko yung Pat Spencer sana na hook shot eh.
Mini hook, no? Nakashoot ba siya last game? Ito,
wala.
Marvin Hayes.
Hindi umubra.
No?
Hindi umubra. Nung game 1 lang, may element of surprise pa.
Eh, nakita mo yung drive ni Marvin Hayes doon. Si Del, pakanan pa. Finish at the rim with his right hand.
Good move there from the veteran Marvin Hayes. Acuno. Mintis ang kanyang jumper. Here comes Ron Lastimosa for Muntinlupa.
I expect Ron to at least have a 10 points, maybe 12 point game, depending on his playing time, especially the matchup against Doligon.
Matiliano misses the three from the corner. Hayes
Tulad nito, libre si Lastimosa.
gets the extra possession with Muntinlupa being patient here. Nag-cut si Matiliano sa ilalim. Masyadong malakas ang kanyang tira doon. The ball goes back to the Imus Grumpy Joe Brotherhood.
Nagpapainit pa siguro to si Lastimosa of the offensive rebound. Usually, sanay tayong tinitira niya na yan of a kick out, no? Libre siya ron. Pero maganda rin naman yung nakuha nila sa ilalim. Hindi lang pumasok yung reverse layup.
Ong barreling through traffic and he gets the basket plus the foul. Jed Ong going downhill here.
Well, this is something na pwede natin balikan si Def, no? Because early in the game, aside from Jed Ong scoring, nakuha niya yung first one ni Kantimbuhan. And Kantimbuhan has been very impressive, really. Even in the last game, nung natalo sila, was the most efficient Muntinlupa player inside. Off the bench, had 13 points, shot the ball almost 63%, 50% from 3. Had 6 assists and only a couple of turnovers. Yung efficiency niya plus 18.
Well, yeah, Poroy Kantimbuhan has really, blossomed into one of the best playmakers here in the MPBL. Lastimosa not able to convert on that fadeaway 3. And Doligon has it. Doligon nakawala. Doligon, strong move, won't go. Rebound. Ends up with Matiliano. Domark, the bounce pass to Poroy. And Hayes flying in for the defensive rebound. Sarangay inside. Lastimosa, the extra pass to Kantimbuhan. No good. Sarangay, another offensive rebound for Muntinlupa.
Kung makikita, no, yung pagka-veterano ni Sarangay at si Hayes. Hayes nakuha niya yung rebound. Hinit kagad si Sarangay sa loob. And then inside, outside, kick out, open shot, miss. Offensive rebound kay Mark. Ulit bumalik sa kanya yung bola.
Well, Muntinlupa, making all the right decisions on the ball at the moment. The league on late shot clock here. Well
Excellent,
defended
yeah.
by Marvin Hayes. That's already a couple of possessions.
Yeah, excellent defense right there on the late switch. Ni Marvin Hayes, and then the block shot, and then the turnover that he forced. So they could add more to this early lead.
Muntinlupa locked in defensively early on. And Coach Ricky Alcantara. I don't see Coach Britt Riroma there. It looks
Wala.
like he has taken over. He was introduced as the head coach earlier. Marvin drives out to Ron Lastimosa. No. Doligon helping Caspe secure the defensive rebound.
Another well-executed play that led to an open shot. Just missed. The open shot was Lastimosa. Ito, a forced shot by Doligon.
And Doligon was feeling it. Kantimbuhan gets it to Hayes. Hayes for 3. Doesn't get the bounce. Ariar with the rebound. 5.5 minutes to play in the first period. JJ Caspe. Bigay kay Ray Acuno. Doligon banging bodies with Lastimosa. Usog si Ron Lastimosa.
Well, we talked about defensively how Muntinlupa can take advantage of Doligon. Sa kabila naman, offensively, Doligon can take advantage inside, tulad na nakita natin. A little volleyball, tulad nga nung nabanggit mo.
Domark,
Nice
nice fake. Could not finish. Acuno grabs the rebound now with Jed Ong. Ariar wants it against Ron Lastimosa. Ariar umatras, labas kay Doligon. 8 seconds to shoot. Shot clock down to 5 for Doligon. Doligon. I don't know what Mark Doligon is on this year, but he's really just, the
Lighting
shot.
it up.
Yeah, the shot making has been pretty impressive this season.
Dati kasi nung pumasok yan, I believe Rizal yung unang season yan, no? More of a playmaker siya eh. He was more fit back then, had lesser pounds, but this one, you see a stare down 3.
3 points is brought to you by our boss, Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota.
50. Yan yung madalas mong utangin sa akin araw-araw eh.
What?
Oo, 7 seasons na tayo, i-multiply mo na lang yung 50 pesos per game day. Hanggang ngayon, di mo pa ako nababayaran.
Grabe.
50. 50 siguro yun.
Marami na yun ah.
Marami na yan.
Marami.
Starbucks.
Pero nung 1,000 yung yung unutang mo sa akin, di kita siningil.
Oh, wow!
Diba?
Ang laki naman. Sana man lang pinadaan mo sa 500 muna.
Ooh. Marvin Hayes. Uniform protocol violation.
Okay. So may technical.
8-6 ang ating score. Pinasok na si JR Flores.
Isa lang ang gusto ko sabihin kay Marvin. Okay lang yan. Nangyayari din kay Buddy Hield yan.
Oo. Nakasalanan daw ni Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Yun nga, ano pa lang first minute of the game pa lang, nakita na yun
Yeah.
Ito, matagal na. 4 minutes and 13 remaining in the first period. And Flores does not need any invitation. Titira niya kaagad yan.
Oo. Always amazes me, no? Guys who can come off the bench. Yun, may isang takbo, wala pa yun. Pero wala nang warm-up, pasok agad.
And JJ Caspe, lovely stroke from beyond the arc. And Imus regains the lead, 11-9. Na Flores, bigay kay Ron Lastimosa. Ron against Ariar, the handoff. Matiliano has space. He misses the 3, rebound ni Doligon.
That was a forced shot.
Doligon surveying his options, fires a 3 again. Misses this time, 1 of 3 for Mark Doligon. Na Flores takes the handoff, balik kay Puroy sa gitna. Next this matchup against Ariar. Flores steps out to the 3-point line and knocks it down.
Mas mahirap na tira yun kasi galing sa pop-out yun. Hindi katulad ng unang tira niya. Catch and shoot, nakaset na yung feet. This one, galing sa ilalim, popping out to the 3. Still knocks it down.
Yusei Koga is in the game. They blitz him. Releases to Ariar now with Caspe. Fouled by Domark Matiliano. Changes for Muntinlupa. Mart Barrera, Patrick Ramos are in the game for Cantimbuhan and Matiliano. Here are the 2 3-pointers from JR Flores.
Ito yan, no? Mas malalim yung pinanggalingan. Pero nakita mo na yung backspin.
Ganda ng bitaw ni Flores. Here's JP Belenson. Fires and misses. Rebound, Sarangay, fouled by Basibas.
Excellently challenged by Flores, preventing the drive, and then just in time for the late challenge, no, to force the miss kay Belenson.
1-point lead for Muntinlupa. Patrick Ramos and Mart Barrera are in the game. Under pressure from Koga. Here's Mart Barrera. Bigay kay Flores. Mainit ang kamay nito. 2 3-pointers already for 6 points. 5 seconds in the shot clock. Flores puts it up. Misses. Rebound Ramos. Flores.
Lastimosa's open.
Travel. Had a swing there to the other side.
Yeah. Even before the pass kay Flores, continuloy-tuloy ni Ramos, no? Yung drive sa baseline, he would have gotten a baseline drift on the other end kung saan makaka-clean look itong si Lastimosa.
Coach Mark Dandan working alongside Coach Gino Ludovice. Koga launches, yes sir.
No time to set anymore as defense goes under the screen na si Ramos. Hindi na nagpaligoy-ligo pa. Itong si Koga knocks it down.
This is Raflores, the
Nice
one-hander, and J.R. Raflores has 8 points. One guy who can put points quickly. Ibang klase yun. 5 minuto pa lang yata nasa laro. 3 minuto. 8 points agad. Errol Soriano on the low block. Labas kay Koga. 8 seconds. There's a foul, and J.R. Flores, the former Mapua Cardinal, former Caloocan and Negros player. Rizal as well. Umikot na rin.
They had a foul to give. Pero yung next nila, penalty na.
Barrera stays in front of Koga. 7 on the shot clock. Belenson. The one-legged three won't go. Rebound ni Caspe. 12-second differential. Game clock and shot clock. JJ. Nabatay ni Patrick Ramos. Bigay kay Errol Soriano. Puts the ball on the deck. To the corner. Belenson. Won't go. Ramos is fouled by JJ Caspe. Wala pa sa penalty yung Imus.
Good foul right there. May pagkakataon sila, no? A little bit of an advantage, especially on the weak side. A good recognition by Coach Ricky as that play happened right on his side, sa right side. Was able to shout out the foul and then ginawa ng mga players yun.
Coach Gino wants to talk things over. 8 seconds remaining in the first period. Tied at 14. We'll be right back.
$50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
The Muntinlupa Cagers, these are their next 3 games. Ang kalaban nila, May 15, Parañaque. May 21, Davao. And May 24, Quezon City. So,
Not heavy, but not light as well.
Sakto lang.
Di ba?
Oh, parang si number 50 lang sa balota. Sakto lang.
Yes.
Yes.
Pero heavyweight champion naman yun.
Pound for pound.
Pound for pound.
The Flores, tough shot. And that will do it for the first period dito sa Quezon Convention Center in Lucena. Some outside shooting provided by Mark Doligon. JJ Caspe para sa Imus. Sa kabila naman, mainit ang simula ni J.R. Flores. 8 points off the bench for the Cagers.
Ito yung magandang drop step mo niya sa gitna using the right jump hook. Pero bago yan, meron siyang 2 3 points, 8 points. Pero 8 of the 14 for Muntinlupa. 14 all time, papasok ng second.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Manny Pacquiao. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 ka. 50 tayo, 50 si MP. Kahati mo si Manny.
Welcome back to Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Coach Britt is not present for Imus today as he is in the US just for a week to support the Golden State Warriors in the playoffs. But his assistant coach, Coach Ricky Alcantara, will be leading the Brotherhood for this game. Ayon nga sa Imus, coming from 3 straight losses, their last win was a huge relief for them. Kaya ginagamit nila ang laro na yon bilang springboard for a hopeful win streak. Let's not run away from things we are doing well. Yun ang pinaalala ni Coach Ricky sa kanyang players before for this game dahil minsan nararamdaman pa rin niya ang self-doubt ng players niya. So today, they just have to trust now in their speed, their ball rotation, and more commitment to their shots. So Delphin, Christian?
Maraming salamat, Gianna.
Alam ko na yung sabihin mo. Alam
Ano?
ko na. How you wish ikaw na lang yung sumuporta. Instead of si Coach Britt. Kakaiba yun, ha?
Kaya
Yun yung
ibang
yun yung
fandom.
sana all.
Iba yung fandom na yun. Belenchon for 3. Off the mark again. Here's Ramos. Nabitawan ng bola. Recovers and banks it in. Good strong drive for Patrick Ramos there to give Muntinlupa the lead.
Acrobatic shot up in the air. Shows a little bit of his athleticism. He was able to bank it in. Belenchon! Oy! Hindi. Provincial step yun. Dumaan ng toll gate. Traveling extra step.
16-14. And Belenchon was siya yung nilagay na captain nitong team ng Imus. One of the veterans of this squad. Mark Barrera. They go to Flores against Errol Soriano down low.
Mismatch, height-wise.
Flores inside. Lohera. Soriano absorbing the bumps from Flores. And he gets the stop as a reward. Back the other way, Koga. Naagaw ni Barrera. Mart Barrera. Mintis ang layup. Ramos down low. Good strong move.
Nice ball fake. Right there in a tough angle, no? Nasa ilalim na siya ng board, but again, showing a little bit of his athleticism up in the air. Nag-adjust siya to get an angle on the board.
Soriano. Out to Koga. To keep himself on the court there. Belenchon. That's another difficult move from JP Belenchon. Soriano grabs the loose ball. Kerr Bangiles. Atake ni Kerr Bangiles. Nag-cut si Soriano. He's fouled by Marge De Leon.
Sakto yung cut ni Soriano, no? Ang ganda na well defended. Was Bangiles, I believe, that was able to drop it off dun sa backdooring na si Soriano at nakabingwit pa ng foul.
Errol Soriano at the line. That's the first one to drop. And free throw brought to you by our boss, Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Manny Pacquiao, huwag niyong kalimutan, on Monday.
50.
18-16 is the count. Alam niyo yung... may ano ka na ba? Saan ka boboto sa Monday? No? Malayo ako eh. Bacolod.
Bacolod?
Wala. Here's the Ligon. Drives and misses. He forced that one.
Numbers.
Flores. Matiliano. That's Lohera rather. Misses the 3. Beg your pardon. That's Kurt Lohera. Nakakapasok lang. Parehong kaliwete.
Malaking bagay talaga pag yung big mo tulad ng ginawa ni Flores. And rim running because it puts pressure at the rim. And then eventually, mapasahan man yun o hindi, malilibre talaga yung mga outside shooters as long as tumakbo sila sa spots nila.
Patrick Ramos uses the Flores pick. Quick hands by Basibas. Barrera finds Flores. That's his third 3. 11 points para kay Flores. 21-16 Muntinlupa.
Binuksan niya yung depensa eh. I thought he had a good chance. Hindi naman siya lumapit, no? And it's a big call dahil pangalawang foul niya na ito. Ang ganda pa ng nilalaro niya.
This is the three-point shot of the game brought to you by Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota.
Obviously forced to sit down, but really good minutes obviously by Flores. Pero mabigat doon, maaga pa sa second quarter. Instead of him maybe just getting a brief rest, baka sa third quarter na natin siya makita.
21-17 instant offense ang binigay ni Flores. 2 for 2 for Kent Ariar. That's the best player of the game in the last time naglaro ang Imus. Marvin Hayes against Ariar. Blocked by Ariar. Hayes to Puroy. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kantimbuhan forced that one. JJ Caspe. Jed Ong. Now Ariar. Masyadong malalim. Hayes gets one back. Forces the turnover. Lohera sees a gap. Lohera attacks and is fouled by Ong.
Well, good hands by Marvin Hayes to force the turnover and trigger the fast break. Kurt Lohera napasahan dun sa outlet and zigzagging his way from the backcourt to the front court and just went up strong and went fishing for these 2 free throws.
The first free throw is good para kay Kurt Lohera. 22-18. 2 for 2 for Kurt.
Nabanggit natin no sa pregame that Muntinlupa had 5 players in double figures in that loss last game against Zamboanga. Kurt Lohera, one of them, one of the leading scorers actually, with 14 points.
Well, his numbers are up this season.
His playing time is up.
Yeah, compared
That's
to
why.
where he was
Davao.
with Davao.
Last year.
Matiliano. Marvin Hayes. Hand off to Kantimbuhan. Kantimbuhan with a spin. Kantimbuhan short on that attempt. De Leon also short on that attempt. Ariar. Atake. Hindi niya mausog si De Leon.
Walang spacing eh. Si Basibas nandun din. Meron sanang spasyo si Ariel to finish maybe on the left side. But instead of 2 points in the fast break, Muntinlupa capitalizes on the other end with that miss on this pass by Kantimbuhan.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by our founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Lomark Matiliano with the finish. 25-18, the Cagers ahead late in the second period.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. 13 3-pointers, yun daw talaga ang nagpatalo sa Muntinlupa during their last loss against Zamboanga. Pinaghandaan naman daw nila yon, but this time around they had to prepare even more, lalo na knowing na sa takbuhan talaga may advantage ang younger lineup ng Imus. Pinag-aralan daw nila ang key players ng Brotherhood at ang strengths nila, namely Caspe, Doligon, and Ariar. Sabi nga ng Cagers na with their experience studying their opponent and using that to their advantage is what will get them to their goals this season. Back to you guys.
Thank you for that, Gianna. Ang ganda ng sagot ng Imus Brotherhood.
Ang ganda ng set play of a timeout from the triangle on the right side. Napakasa sa poste. And then just caught napping on the weak side right there. Libre sa ilalim.
That's our sister game brought to you by our MPBL founder, Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota.
50.
Nakita mo yung Muntinlupa this season. I think, they are, they have some grand goals ahead of them. I know na, it's still a long way to go.
So far, so good. Para sa kanila, it's won 6 games in 8 games.
That jumper from Kurt Lohera, if he does.
wet.
Oh, ganda. There's a foul. That's on Mark Sarangay, and dito magaling ang Imus pag di pa nakaset ang depensa. But watch this jumper. The in and out, the couple of dribbles to set up that jumper from Kurt Lohera, and he elevated for that jumper.
And that's the thing, because we see a lot of shooters, but not all can shoot a jump shot. As you see the numbers of Kint Arriar. Double-double, 16, 12. Pretty much filled up the stat sheet. Pero ang pinaka-importante ron, before that game, na-end nila yung 3-game losing slide nila.
And that's a quick response from Puroy Kantimbuhan.
Lohera, mismatch on the post. No, Lohera, kinukuha si Arriar.
Arriar. No, galing na talaga nito. He can't Arriar.
Here's the thing. Hindi yun cross-match, ha? Sinadya nilang ilagay si Lohera. That's because, as you see, another drive by Kantimbuhan. Kasi nilalagay nila sa gitna as a zoner itong si Mark Sarangay. So Mark Sarangay cannot just be there. He has to make an impact on the ball and try to disrupt the shot. Look at him right here. And this is the drive by Kantimbuhan.
Play of the game brought to you by MPBL founder Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Balik natin sa Senado si Senator Manny Pacquiao. Galing kay Puroy Kantimbuhan. Just easy ball screen and then dire-diretso na. Doligon averaging 13.9 points per game this season. 31-25 is the count. Sarangay inside, kicks it out. Lohera with another jumper, airballs it this time. Puroy, punches the 3 through. But they will check right here. Only a 2-pointer.
I think it's a 2. Ganda nung tapik doon. Assist at rebound ni Marvin Hayes for the Kantimbuhan basket.
Doligon testing the defense of Lohera this time. Floating and hitting the one-hander.
What a show-off. Laki ng kamay. Bumitin pa sa ere, no? One of the few guys really who could do that in this league. Talagang bit-bitin yung bola. Alam mo kung gusto ko makita sa kanya? Yung ginagawa ni Jordan na ball fake na isang kamay o shot fake na isang kamay. Tingin ko kaya niya yun eh.
Pwede. And with the way he's been playing this season, I don't think that's impossible. Magagawin niya yun.
Respectfully, I don't think that has nothing to do with the way he's playing. He just has to get the ball and then use his big hands tulad nito. Ala Nelson Asaytono yung datingan, bumait away pa.
May hang time siya doon, and check out this move galing kay Puroy Kantimbuhan. This time using his left.
Yeah, he loves those inside hand shots no, on both sides. Pinakitaan tayo eh. Succeeding plays pa. Zone for Imus.
36-27. Inside they go. Lohera, there's a lot of contact there. Bongay, nakakapasok lang. Binigay kay Kantimbuhan. Lohera from close range.
Offensive rebound. Killing itong Imus. That's why Muntinlupa enjoying their first double-digit league, the biggest of the ball game. This was off the offensive rebound of the Lohera miss, the first one, but he's not gonna miss the second one.
Muntinlupa giving Imus a dose of their own medicine from the last game. Sila nag-dominate ng second chance scoring. This time, Muntinlupa all over Imus. 38-27. Timeout muna tayo.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, sa 100% Pinas. 50 tayo, 50 si MP. Kahati mo, si Manny.
Domark Matiliano finished with 14 against Zamboanga. 2 of 6 from beyond the arc to go with 5 rebounds. And impressive numbers from Domark. He is 13 points away from reaching 1,000 here in the MPBL.
Pangilan siya?
52nd.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
In 7 seasons, no? 52 players already reaching 1,000 points.
Yes. Siyempre, would like to thank our MPBL founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. And we've all been witnesses to his generosity and his pure heart to serve, and lahat na lang. No? What's your most interesting encounter or engagement with our
with Boss Manny?
With Boss Manny.
Yung pakikitungo niya sa tao, no, yung commercial niya, I think says a lot, no, because there are things wherein you doubt when you see yung mga ads, but with Senator Manny, with seeing him in person, hearing stories as such, and then watching the ads, it just adds up, no, talaga yung heart niya para sa mga mahihirap talaga eh, kasi yung kumbaga yung kasabihan na it takes one to know one, alam niya eh, yung ganon.
Yeah. And we've been traveling around the MPBL and the aura, the charisma, and he doesn't need to, but he feels he carries a lot of weight,
right,
to impact lives.
Almost feels like a curse to him. I don't know if sabi mo nga, he doesn't need to. It's not really his responsibility, but he takes responsibility, and he wants that responsibility. That's why I think he deserves a seat once again.
Yeah.
At the Senate.
38-31.
That will all depend on all of us.
Yes.
So vote 50.
Don't forget on Monday, number 50 sa balota. 38-31. Muntinlupa lamang, 4 seconds remaining in the first half.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Back inside the Quezon Convention Center in Lucena. First game of your Saturday triple header sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. And courtesy of our founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao. We've been here for 7 seasons now. A good pass. Barrera gets a good look. That's off to the right. And that takes us to the end of the first half dito sa Lucena. And Muntinlupa led by Raflores early spurt off the bench with 11 points. Puroy Kantimbuhan coming alive in that second period. And the Cagers are up 38-31. Raflores had a surge of his own there in the first half, leading the way para dito sa Cagers. 7-point lead at the break.
Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 tayo, 50 si MP. Kahati mo, si Manny.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Welcome back to Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. My name is Gianna Llanes and this is halftime of our first game for today between Muntinlupa and Imus. The score is 38-31 in favor of Muntinlupa. During this halftime, kausapin naman natin ang team managers ng parehong koponan. Starting with the assistant team manager of Imus, Sir TJ Marquez. Sir TJ, alam naman po natin na it's been an up and down roller coaster for your team, but you did have a huge win last week. What was the reaction to that win at paano nyo po dadalhin yon with your morale for this game?
Reaction, happy kasi nagawa namin yung dapat gawin. And hopefully by this half, mabalikan namin paano namin nakuha yung panalo last time and execute the play namin sa every practice namin. Yun lang.
Actually po, nung nakausap ko si Coach Britt, ang sabi niya, ang malaking goal ng inyong team for this season is really rebranding Imus. And now that your team is a playoff contender, ano naman yung response ng mga taga-Imus?
Right now, actually, nagugulat ako kasi marami na ngayong nagugulat sa Imus nga kasi sa previous team before. Pero ngayon, sabi ko nga, we'll just continue what we need to do. Hopefully, we go to the playoffs. First time siguro sa Imus na magkaka-playoff. So, yun lang. Handun lang muna. Isa-isa lang para hindi masyadong mahirap. Ayun.
And I'm sure maraming ang nanonood ngayon na sinusuportahan ang brotherhood. Kaya pasalamatan nyo naman po sila.
Yes, thank you sa mga taga-Imus for supporting us also. And Grumpy Joe, Ma'am Ruby, owner po. Yun lang. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was the assistant, the team manager of the Imus Brotherhood, Sir TJ Marquez. Ngayon, kausapin naman natin ang team manager ng Muntinlupa, Sir Vince Harder. Sir Vince, naalala ko actually nag-usap tayo during your last game last season and you said you were really looking forward to how you were going to make Muntinlupa an even better team this season. Can you tell us more about that process and how you got to where you guys are now?
Yeah, as I recall yung last interview natin, we started previous yung last season na after our last game, we look for the best available players for us that will fit what Muntinlupa Cagers brand of basketball has, no? So yun nga, pinalad naman tayo na we have picked, I think, the right players for us this season. That's why we have a good run for right now, no? So I think that's it, and the support of the management also.
Let's talk about the leadership within your team as well. You have great coaches and Coach Gino, Coach Mark, all of your coaches. Paano sila nakakatulong to where your team is standing now?
The coaches right now are complementing with each other, no? Kaya maganda yung chemistry from the coaches down to the staffs, even the players, no? They are responding properly, and I think that also speaks for sa mga team owners namin like kay Boss Kaiser, kay Boss Aya, kay Attorney Jem. Kaya I think we're doing good right now.
And I know that the Muntinlupa Cagers always have a lot of support, kaya pasalamatan nyo naman po sila.
Maraming salamat nga pala sa mga taga Muntinlupa for supporting our team. And also would like to thank our sponsors, no? Si Boss Aya Saicon, Attorney James of Marilao, Bulacan, si Boss Kaiser and Grace Galvez, ganun din si Governor Dong Padilla ng Camarines Norte, si Mayor Rufi Biason, and also kay Boss Manny Pacquiao, no? Senator Manny Pacquiao, wag mo natin kalimutan number 50. No? And also would like to greet Captain Nicolo Tere, a very happy birthday to you, and ganoon din sa kanyang lovely wife, kay Tita Prosi, and sa kanilang mga apo, no? kay Kai Nicolo and kay Anika. So ganoon din to my wife Dailin and my children Theodore and Via. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. Once again, that was Sir Vince Harder, the team manager of Muntinlupa. We'll be back here at the Quezon Convention Center for Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Yan po ang aking commitment, hindi lamang po sa tao, kundi sa Panginoon na makapagserbisyo, makapaglingkod ako. Gawin na natin ang lahat ating magagawa, makatulong tayo sa kapwa para maipakita natin na tayo ay may Panginoon sa buhay sa pamamagitan ng pagkalinga at pagmamahal sa kapwa natin. Kaya habang malakas pa tayo, habang mayroon tayo, tulong tayo sa kapwa natin.
Dili na to kay mga kong kalipay nga ikaw nagahatag ka na mo og Pinoy-anan sa daghan pang mga tao. Dako gyud kayo mong pasalamat kay Sir Manny Pacquiao. Siya ang nakatabang sa among kalisod. Unsay kalisod na mo na siya mo tabang sa amoa.
Dili lang kay kami, daghan pa ayang tabangan, dili kay balay lang, financial, grocery, ana, sa mga bata po nga nanginahanglan po og tabang para scholarship, daghan kay ang gitabangan.
Ako po ay nagpapasalamat lalong-lalo na sa Panginoon at sa kapangalawa kay Manny Pacquiao dahil sa napakaganda ng puso niya. Bukod pa doon, binigyan niya kami ng bahay.
Yan po ang programa ko na yan. Hindi po yan proposal lamang, kundi matagal ko na pong ginagawa yan sa sarili kong bulsa, sa sarili kong pagsisikap, dugo at pawis ang aking puhunan para makapagbigay, makatulong ako sa aking mga kababayan. Kaya naman po, ang nais ko talaga na maipasa, maipatas ang Free Public Housing Act, ma-implement at maraming mabigyan ng tahanan. Nagawa ko po yan. Na ako lang, ano pa kaya ang pera ng taong bayan na dapat mabalik sa inyo. Yan po ang aking ipinaglalaban.
Daghan kay salamat Sir Manny Pacquiao sa imong kaayo sa amo. God bless. Pasalamat mi sa Ginoo nga gigamit siya sa Dios nga maluoy sa mga pobre nga sama sa amoa. Salamat.
Pumili po tayo na isang kandidato na may tunay na malasakit at pagmamahal sa mga mahihirap at naiiwanan sa laylayan ng mga Pilipino. Wala pong ibang tinitingnan kundi kapakanan, kinabukasan ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na naghihirap, nagugutom at wala pong oportunidad na makapagtrabaho. We are just stewards of God's grace in its various form. Therefore, we should maximize the time, the strength, the blessings that God entrusted to us to help others para mag-glorify ang ating Panginoon sa buhay natin. In God, all things are possible. Nothing is impossible with God.
Itong pinaglalaban ko, samahan niyo po ako. Yun po ang hangad ko palagi sa pamilyang Pilipino na wala pong may iiwan. Higit sa lahat, magtutulungan tayo, magkakaisa tayo para po sa isang minimithi nating kaunlaran ng ating bansa.
Ang dalangin ko palagi na itong bansang ito may pagmamalaki ng sabayan ng Pilipino na maunlad, masaya, nagkakaisa at namumuhay ng tahimik. Si Manny Pacquiao po, number 50 po sa balota.
Para sa 100%'ong pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100%'ong paglilingkod, 50 si Manny Pacquiao. Para sa 100%'ong Pinas, 50 ka. 50 tayo, 50 si MP. Kahati mo, si Manny.
Babalik ang Liga ng Bawat Pilipino dito sa Quezon Convention Center in Lucena City. Muntinlupa with a 7-point lead against Imus, and both teams actually it was a tight contest at the end of the first period. They're tied at 14, and things picked up in the second quarter. And La Flores though had a solid run bridging the first and second periods. He led all scorers with 11, but here are the stats here for you.
Well, kaya natin pinapakita to, no? Not because of the percentage. Sa Imus, mataas, pero look at the disparity, Mr. Delph, sa attempts. You know, plus 20 ang Muntinlupa. And that brings you to the rebounds, no? 24 to 17, 12 of which coming off the offensive boards. And because of that, you get more attempts. Because you get more attempts, more chance to score. They were able to generate 14. Obviously, La Flores, a big part of that. You know, dapat pag nanalo sila sa larong ito, you know, maybe 1/4 of his bonus ibigay niya kay Marvin. Kasi nakatulong yung technicality, what was that, the shorts or the jersey, no? Kumbaga, napaaga yung pasok niya, nakashoot kaagad sa first possession, and that got him going already. Finished with 11 in the first half. But really, Imus, what's keeping them in the game, you would say, after seeing those numbers, bakit hindi 15-20 ang kalamangan? Because self-inflicted yung ginawa ng Muntinlupa. They fouled too much. And that resulted into 11 free throws, 8 of which na-shoot nitong Imus. Kid Arriar, nakita nyo, leading scorer, 4 of 4 from the line. Muntinlupa has to be more disciplined of playing without fouling.
Would you say that, you know, with 23 attempts only, hindi ganun kataas ang itong, you know, is it a problem with intensity with Imus?
Well, it's a problem with effort because rebounding, especially boxing out, requires concentration, habits. You know, the usual habits of players, Sidel, is when the ball is up in the air, you tend to ball watch. And that's something a lot of coaches, you know, would like to change sa mga players. It's just like a default tendency of a human being inside a basketball court. Nasa ere ang bola, titignan mo. But really, nasa ere ang bola, you should find a body to block out and prepare for the miss to get the defensive rebound.
Well, that's why a lot of the players, you know, perhaps not as skillful, but very hardworking with the nose for the ball. Minsan nagkakaroon ng hanap buhay.
Yes. It's that small detail. No, and the first guy that comes to mind is, and I was blessed to, you know, to be under him as a player, the legendary Freddy Abuda.
Oh yeah.
Freddy Abuda, the scavenger. Not as Kid Arriar will get a freebie inside the reverse layup.
And not in a negative way.
Yeah?
Not in a negative way.
Not in a negative way. I mean, not the tallest, not the fastest, no? Si Coach Freddy. Pero pag nasa loob, sasabihin mo talaga ang sipag ng player na to.
Oo.
Diba? And then the numbers would show in between or after the game, he would finish with double figures in rebounding while defending the best player or an import sa loob, former San Miguel Beerman.
Here's Akuno inside the paint. Too strong. Rebound nakuha ni Sarangay. Yung naalala ko pa dati, nung unang ko nakita yan si Coach Freddy. Cebu galing yan eh.
Right.
They had an exhibition game, like a college team, coming to Bacolod.
Right.
Kasama niya sila, Coach Noy Falcasantos.
Mahusay naman na laro rin si Coach Nonoy.
Oh, big block by Caspe on Sarangay.
Pero to add to that, wag na tayong lumayo. As you see, these 2 points by Akuno, supposedly, and there he goes. Wag na tayong lumayo. We have our own version. He's still in the league. Marquis.
Yeah.
Very similar. Di ba? Not the fastest, hindi mataas tumalon, although nakaka-dunk is. Pero, not the fastest, not the tallest. But some way, somehow, that ball always seems to find him. And that's because, yun nga, yung talent din niya, yung hard-working presence din niya dun sa bola.
May ano yan eh, there was a discussion recently that I came across. Yung hard work daw, talent daw yun.
Yes. By Peyton Pritchard.
Di ba?
Yeah.
Akuno inside the paint, short.
I'm glad you stole my post. Doon mo ba nakita?
Hindi sa'yo.
Okay.
Hindi sa'yo. I'm
So
sorry, my friend.
Let me complete it for you. Okay? As you see, Doligon using the ball screen right here, kissing it off the glass. If hard work was a talent, hard work is a skill. If it was a talent, then everybody would be doing it. Yun.
Kinumpleto niya po.
Yes. Pero ito, hard work and skill po yan.
Ganda ng angulo ni Mark Doligon doon. And just walks away as Imus pulls within 1 against Muntinlupa. 6.5 minutes remaining in the third.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino. Number 50 sa balota.
Doligon stepping up big time against Valenzuela City Magic. 11 of his 16 in that fourth and final frame. 6 of 19 shooting for Mark Doligon tonight. He's got 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 of 8 from the field. Let's go to Gianna Llanes.
Just a quick update for you during halftime. There's no perfect offense, there's no perfect defense, but there is perfect effort. Yun ang mensahe ni Coach Ricky sa brotherhood sa halftime huddle nila. Bago kasi mag-umpisa ang laro, he really reminded the brotherhood to treat everyone in Muntinlupa as shooters. So he was disappointed that they allowed multiple shots from John Katimbuhan and J.R. Flores. Kahit daw kasi hindi pumapasok ang tira ng Imus sa opensa, he did say walang malas sa depensa. So coming into the second half, he said it's not just about hearing their game plan, but really listening and abiding to it. Back to you guys.
Maraming salamat, G, and so far, so good dito sa third quarter, ginagawa ng Imus. Getting multiple stops.
That's a good message by Coach Ricky Alcantara. And seemed to work because down by 7 at the half, 6-0 run to start this quarter. And they have held Muntinlupa scoreless so far until that Lastimosa 3. Right on cue, si Ron.
Ron Lastimosa, first basket of the game, 41 to 37. Under 6 minutes to play. Ramos trying to ball hog there. He is whistled for the personal. Check out this fast break of the game brought to you by our MPBL founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Doligon, quick spin. Nandun si Sarangay. Extra pass to Akuno. There's a foul. It goes against Patrick Ramos.
That was excellent recognition of the spin by Doligon as anticipating the help. And just a timely dive by Akuno. Ramos, nandun yung kamay niya sa loob ng cookie jar. Was hoping na walang pito, but obviously may foul. Akuno at the line.
Akuno, nice touch on the former Red Warrior.
Also, Quezon Husker.
Yes. Bataan na rin yan.
He's just one of the few guys. There are players here. I'm 6'4". So when I see somebody as tall or taller than me, quite normal, my point is, when I see somebody like him, ang unang pumapasok sa isip ko, ang laki talaga nitong taong to.
Laki naman talaga.
Diba? Pero kung titignan mo, like si J-Boy, Go, number 12 ngayon for Muntinlupa, former player of ours in UP, hindi ko nasabi yan sa kanya pero kung titignan mo, magkasing laki lang sila eh. There's just something kay Akuno with his arms, with his hands, and just his, overall built na talagang ang laki niya. Yung paa, feeling ko size 17 eh.
I think he's gotten into much better shape this season.
No question. I think that's been the most glaring thing sa kanyang pangangatawan this season.
Ramos misses the three.
That's why he's been getting more playing time.
And then he's running the floor.
Right.
Siya pa nangunguna sa fast break. Ariar to Flores. Against Flores rather. Lastimosa switching on him. JJ back to Kent. Kent with that jumper.
Pinakamaganda sa tirang yun, yung pagkatapos eh. Yung tingin sa bench at sa kanyang coach. And then tinapikan siya ng coach. That's one of the better feelings of a player.
You like that, Coach?
I love that. Can you imagine sa alumni league namin, tinatapikan ko ni Coach Gold?
Paborito ka naman nun eh. Coach Gold, ingat ka dyan sa Korea. Huwag mo kalimutan pasalubong ni Christian Luanzon.
Size 13.
Hihingi ka na ng sapatos kay Carl Tamayo.
Ang laki nun. Size ano yun si Carl? Size 15 yun.
Oh, look at Caspe plucking that ball out of the air and missing on that one. Last touch to Kent Ariar. Play of the game brought to you by our MPBL founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota.
And since you mentioned it already, I want to give a special shout out to Carl. I mean, leading his team this season, first time in the finals, and then to be the best player on his team and in the league. 3-0 lamang nila, no? Sa finals din sa KBL, as you saw the numbers of Caspe.
Caspe and Ariar combining for 7 blocks.
Wow.
Grabe. Lohera drives.
That's a foul.
Up top by Ariar and Basibas. Kanino kaya ang tawag dito? It's on Ariar.
How about the quick first step to the baseline? Left-handed player, but drove baseline to his right and went up strong to earn these 2 free throws.
Kurt Lohera, former Adamson and De La Salle standout.
Right.
Muntinlupa regaining the lead, 42-41.
Nakalimutan ko yung Adamson part. Oo nga, no?
Oh, okay. Coach Vance.
Oh, yeah.
Split at the line for Kurt Ariar. Back to Koga. JJ Caspe. Valencio now against Lohera.
Step back.
Step
Very
back
tough shot.
The Flores has returned and he grabs the rebound there.
Drag screen.
Kantimbuhan trying to go downhill. That's Domark Matiliano. Lohera drives middle, draws the foul. 2 free throws coming up para kay Kurt.
Right now, this offense of Muntinlupa, the last 2 trips, really cherry-picking. Inipili nila, no, yung mga advantages nila sa opensa, yung matchup na yun. Kay Lohera, foot speed advantage kay Belencion. 2 straight times na beat niya. 2 straight times sa free throw siya mag-end up.
Missed the first free throw. The free throw is brought to you by MPBL founder Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Another split at the line for Kurt Lohera. Bigyan ko lang ng special shout out.
Sino yan?
Boss Kaiser Galvez.
Hi, boss.
Winning
Finals MVP?
Sa
Mythical 5?
Mapu Alumni League.
Mahanip.
Mythical 5 na naman.
Ay, pa-burger naman, boss.
Lagi na lang. Ano ka daw, welcome ka daw pumunta sa Noctos, Quezon City, yung kanyang bar doon. Welcome ka doon. Doon ka kung nasa, Makati area ka, sa Pereya naman, pag umaga, gusto mo magkape. Doon sa may malapit sa Greenbelt.
Yeah.
So,
well noted.
Oo. O, kita mo na, binigay ko na lahat ng negosyo mo. Oh, JP Belencion.
I don't know how he got away with that shot. Look, I mean, it might have been legal, pero na-miss niya, no?
Caspe, it's a tough move to finish.
Ball sa ilalim, Basibas.
Tatlo na yan. And Basibas Pinalitan muna ni Soriano. Under 2 minutes to play in the third, 43-41, Muntinlupa ahead. Matiliano now with Hayes. Bigay kay Kantimbuhan. Ariara nakabantay. I thought
That was
that's
clean.
yeah, that was a tough call because I thought Ariar did well to stay in step with Puroy.
But the thing there is, he blocked it with his inside hand, yung right arm niya, no? And because he used this inside hand, baka nagkaroon ng contact sa katawan.
Yung Kantimbuhan averaging 11 points and 5 assists this season, a 55% free throw shooter. 0 for 2 for Puroy. Imus holding Muntinlupa to just 6 points here in the third. Koga gets it to Ariar. Kent is fouled by Bongay. 2 free throws coming up para kay Kent Ariar. I tell you, itong laro ni Kent Ariar just really fits the MPBL style.
Right.
With his size and yung style ng laro niya.
Totoo yan. And to break it down for you, ang maganda sa kanya, nakita natin siya off-ball transition, on-ball transition, that time off-ball. No? Galing sa ball screen and then a short roll. And then yung decision kagad, pagsalo niya. No? Dahil alam niya, medyo matibay yung 15 to 18 footer niya.
That in-between game for Kent Ariar.
And umi-rebound pa.
Oo. 15 points and 8 rebounds so far para kay Kent. Here's Kantimbuhan. Belencio na nakabantay. Puroy. The drop-off to Marvin. Libre si Matiliano sa corner. He could have sent that one back to Marvin, but instead, this is a tough fadeaway. Bongay is right there. Caspe grabs the rebound now with Koga. Chance for Imus to take the lead again here. Caspe will drive, fouled by Matiliano, and that will send JJ to the line for 2 foul shots.
Well, I thought he had a chance to go for the 3-point play. For some reason, no, parang biglang nilambutan niya yung finish with his left hand. Baka nawala yung bola. Pero dahil penalty na, as you see his numbers, almost 17 points, almost 8 boards with 7.7. The free throw shooting, though, that's something that he has to improve because he's definitely a guy who can shoot the ball from the outside. Sometimes that doesn't make any sense to me. When you're a scorer, when you're a shooter from the outside, then ang average mo, you should be at least in the 80s. 80% free throw shooter. And he's at 67, so that's something to improve on.
The 8 points and 8 boards para kay JJ Caspe. Also has 3 blocks in the game. 44-43. Imus now in the lead. Kurt Lohera on the move. Atake sa gitna. Misses on that one-hander. Ariar secures the rebound. That's rebound number 9 for Kent. 4-second differential, game clock and shot clock. Imus will try to milk this one.
Horns.
Caspe. 5 seconds. Inside, what a pass. Ang ganda. Errol Soriano from JJ Caspe. Parehong kumagat dun kay Ariar. And a steal by JJ to end the third quarter.
Oh, what a quarter. Yeah, what a quarter for Imus. After being down by 7 at the half, we reported the message. You see the numbers of Kent Ariar, almost a double-double. Sigurado makukuha niya. This was a nice up and under. And while you're watching the highlights, make sure you vote 50 sa balota. This was the easy reverse layup. And Kent Ariar with a dribble pull-up. And what you don't see is the look away that Caspe did. Who said looks is deceiving? Pati mga pasa, ganun din.
Tama. Highlights of the game brought to you by Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Imus ahead by 3 going into the 4th.
Manny Pacquiao, 50 tayo. Para sa 100% pag-unlad, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% pagbabago, 50 si Manny. Para sa 100% paglilingkod, 50 si Manny Pacquiao. Para sa 100% Pinas, 50 ka.
50 tayo! 50 si MB! Kahati mo, si Manny!
Our fans of the game are brought to you by Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Kaway-kaway.
Yung mga nakita yung bakanting upuan, puno na yan, kaya may mga tali yan.
Kaya nga. Good time to bond with the family.
On a Saturday.
Yeah. Tsaka walang klase ngayon, no?
Oo.
Sa vacation time ngayon. Lohera leaves it short. Rebound. Soriano. Travel. At the quarter scoring here. Muntinlupa only held to 5 in that third quarter. 14 all. 24-17. Muntinlupa in the second. 15-5. Imus in the third. Sarangay trying to get in position. Fouled by Soriano.
And that's something they should do more. Try to force Imus na mag-commit pa ng fouls and maybe get them early into the penalty. Obviously, they struggled mightily offensively, especially in the third quarter. Pinakita lang naman natin. 5 puntos lamang sila nung third quarter. Tulad nito, pumapasok na sila kay Sarangay. Pero ang ganda nung pag-collapse defensively. Belenson with the steal. Look at the field goals. Third quarter, 1 for 11 for Muntinlupa. 5 for 15 for Imus.
Imus trying to continue this momentum. Caspe from way downtown. JJ misses. Lohera able to secure the rebound. Lastimosa drives right at Koga and he is fouled by Koga. And Yusei Koga, only the first foul on Yusei Koga.
Koga is signaling to their bench to challenge this. Pero wala. Mukhang hindi nila kukunin. Lastimosa misses the first free throw.
A second team foul already for Imus. We're only in the first minute of the fourth. 1 for 2 for Ron Lastimosa. 46-44. JJ Caspe. Belenson to Koga. 5 on the shot clock. Koga, atake sa gitna. Koga, drop off. Caspe scores just in time, peeling away from the defender, and Koga able to find him there underneath.
Everybody was just concerned with their own man. Isa lang yung humelt, but somebody has to drop down. Because obviously nobody did. You look at the drive right here by Koga. Marvin Hayes on the weak side. He's got to drop down right here to prevent this 2 points.
That's our assist of the game, brought to you by Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota.
Unless
are they going to challenge him?
I don't think they will. Unless they were in a box in one. Okay, Kent Arriar, which is staying home, but still na libre sa ilalim si Caspe.
Kantimbuhan goes 2 for 2. 11 points. 2-point game.
Yeah. And we were saying, Sedel, that itong just approaching the 8-minute mark, barely 2 minutes in, tatlo na ang foul nitong Imus. That's something to look out for in favor of Muntinlupa.
Melencion out to Ariar. Nakalusot kay Sarangay, unable to finish the layup.
They were fortunate right there. Help was late once again. Ariar just missed a gimme.
Flores, aerial battle there, and it ends up with Kent Ariar. Another horns play here for Koga. It goes to Soriano. Koga fires. No good. Rebound ni Lohera. Puroy. Spin. Iwan kay Kurt. Natapik ni Ariar. Quickly to JJ Caspe, who will wait for everyone else.
Good decision. That was 2 versus 4. They formed the triangle once again on the right side.
Ariar. Back out to... No. Hindi, akala ko ibibigay niya kay Caspe. Ariar, the Hesi. Sarangay is there. Ariar foiled under the rim there. Kantimbuhan leaves it to Kurt Lohera.
It's amazing what speed can do. And Kantimbuhan, even before he got the basketball, sprinted hard to the other side to create the eventual 2 versus 1 advantage right here.
Fast break of the game brought to you by Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Balik natin sa Senado si Senator Manny Pacquiao. 48 all, under 7 minutes remaining here in this ball game. We'll be right back.
50 ang numero, pero 100% maglilingkod para sa masang Pilipino. Edukasyon, hanap buhay, at pabahay. Yan ang tututukan ni Senador Manny Pacquiao. I-shade ang number 50 sa harap ng inyong balota. Manny Pacquiao, Senador ng masang Pilipino, number 50 sa balota.
Nagbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Composure ang sinisigaw ni Kurt Lohera sa kanyang teammates sa huli nilang huddle, lalo na dahil napansin ng Cagers na ang big men talaga ng Imus ang nagtatrabaho ngayon. Binanggit ni John Katimbuhan na naiipit siya sa depensa ng Imus dahil nga na-scout na siya, so he needs a lot more options pagdating sa opensa. The Cagers reminded themselves that this is exactly what they expected during this last quarter, that Imus will use all of their speed during these final few minutes so they cannot collapse now. Back to you, Sidalf and Coach Christian.
Maraming salamat, G, and in interesting times here. And who would have thought that at this point, you know, it's going to be locked at 48 all.
I did, actually. And it's because itong Muntinlupa, you know, coming from their last game, now, one of the things as reported by Gianna is the three-point shooting. Now, they were concerned defensively. As you see the numbers of JJ Caspe. 11 points in 12 shots. They didn't shoot the ball particularly well, but it was enough for them to win the game. And Ariar obviously finished with a double-double in their last game. And that was a three-point shooting contest because Zamboanga, yung huling kalaban ng Muntinlupa, of whom they lost to, they made 11. Pero ang Zamboanga, 13. In this game, struggling. So, yung game plan nila nandun, no? Yung adjustment nila sa three-point shooting, only allowing itong Imus, no, to 3 of 12, no, sa three-point shooting. But the thing is, allowed 17 free throws. Plus the struggle nila nung third quarter of only scoring 5 points.
Yeah.
Kaya ngayon, digit tayo sa fourth quarter.
Here's Caspe. Atake si JJ Caspe. Just has a knack of taking over at the right time para dito sa Imus Brotherhood.
Look at this baseline drive on the catch and go pass from Doligon. There's the contact, the whistle, the follow through, and the shout.
That's the play of the game brought to you by our MPBL founder Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota.
Yun yung sinigaw niya eh. 50!
He completes the three-point play. Imus always seems to have a switch every game.
at some point, no? And it seems like minsan yung timing nila nasa tamang panahon. Whether it's a late run in the third quarter or a middle run in the fourth.
And look at J.R. Flores getting back to work. Beautiful footwork there. 13 points for Flores. That's his first basket of the second half.
And partly because he was in foul trouble nung second quarter, committing those 2 early fouls. Kaya napilitan siyang iupo ni Coach Gino.
53-50, Caspe. Oh, that's a tough shot kasi yung shot clock
winding down
pababa na.
Quickly apologizes to the bench.
This is our move of the game brought to you by our MPBL founder, Senator Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota. Here, Flores scoring on that spin move.
That's when you know somebody could score. He was opting for the drop step, then yung buhat sa ilalim, pero nakita niya parating yung help. That mini fade for the one-hander, and then another one right here, strong to the basket, kapos lamang.
Naliar waits for Doligon. It's Ramos.
He wants a clear out.
Doligon, down low they go. Acuno rises and scores. Ganda ng control ni Ray Acuno doon.
Ganda rin yung timing ng pag-atake sa baseline. Inatake niya yun as soon as sinabi niya kay Caspe to clear out the left side. And then nung pag-atake niya, nakita niya yung drop-off sa ilalim kay Acuno. Pero ang ganda naman ng spin cycle.
Poroy Kantimbuhan scoring and egging everyone to play D. 55-52, 13 points for Poroy Kantimbuhan. A little over 4 minutes to play here in Lucena. Ong, binigay kay Acuno. Here's Ariar. Kint to Doligon. Binabatayan ni Hayes.
That's last touch,
Last touch to Doligon.
That was a stagnant offense. It felt like the ball was a magnet. All green shirts lumalapit sa bola kaya walang spacing. Look at that. The Smitty.
Assist of the game brought to you by Manny Pacquiao, number 50 sa balota.
Talagang pininta niya yung fake spin eh, no?
Oh, yung
halos nag-180 yung ulo eh.
Grabe na yun.
Hirap nun.
Hirap na yun. Kantimbuhan.
Parang si Beetlejuice.
Pabali naman yung ulo mo. Here's Doligon. Hang time. No. Ariar with the offensive rebound. Labas kay Jed Ong. The swing to Caspe. Ramos ang nakabantay. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Ariar drives. Kick out. Doligon has time. Jumper. Good. Mark Doligon.
Did he do the silencer?
Yes.
Because if he did, that was quite odd. Kasi pinatahimik niya yung side nila kung saan sinicheer sila.
57-52.
Hindi pa raw tapos.
Marami pa. Plenty of basketball left to play here. Flores, basket plus the foul. Flores and Kantimbuhan taking turns here.
I tell you, kung nanonood ngayon si Gary Valenciano, matutuwa siya dito sa Muntinlupa. Talk about shouting for joy. Pangatlong sigaw na to ng isang Muntinlupa player. Kanina si Flores, and then Kantimbuhan, and then Flores ulit. This was the nice flyby. Little jab fake to the right, and then the pull-up J. And then of course, yung pagtahimik niya. No? Doon sa mga kasama nila.
Flores already surpassing his output from the last game. 16 points right now after finishing with 14 against Zamboanga. 57-55. Caspe. Now with Doligon. Doligon. Out to Ong. Shot clock winding down. Ong. That will be a shot clock violation for Imus. You got to go a little quicker there if you're the Brotherhood. And you'd rather have in those late shot block situations na si na kay Casper yung bola.
Because or kay Ariar, kaya nila kasi mag-create ng sarili nilang tira. Natawagan ng foul. Ito yung sinasabi natin kanina si Delph. I thought, even though they struggled mightily offensively nung third quarter, the way they started their first 3 minutes, no, yung intention nila, to drop the ball down inside, especially kay Mark Sarangay, nakakuha sila ng mga early fouls. Ngayon, nasa penalty na itong Imus. And that means free throws from this point hanggang matapos yung laro.
Is there a challenge?
Possibly.
Meron. May challenge si Coach Ricky Alcantara on the last foul of Mark Doligon. So Imus protecting a 2-point lead dito sa Lucena City with 2.5 minutes to play. We'll be right back.
Upon review, the challenge was unsuccessful. Call on the floor, States.
An unsuccessful challenge for the Imus Brotherhood. There was a bump before that, and then
yung sundot.
So good that we had that challenge para na clarify na yung tawag na yon as well. De Leon misses the free throw. One for two for Marge De Leon. 1-point game, 57-56. Imus with the lead. They have the ball. Muntinlupa with 3 fouls to give. Both teams with a couple of timeouts. Here's Caspe down the middle. Soriano labas muna. And the clock will expire here. Got it off in time, pero nakuha ni J.R. Flores to complete the stop for Muntinlupa. 57-56. Final 2 minutes of the game. Ramos trying to go backdoor. Nandun si Koga. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Ramos drives baseline. Labas kay Matiliano. Has to fire. Matiliano knocks it down.
Well, how about the dash dribble by Patrick Ramos right there? Started from the right side. Drove baseline. Ended up in the left short corner. And then the cross-court pass to the slot position on the left side of the floor, on the right side of the floor rather. And the knockdown by Matiliano to beat the clock.
Soriano with the offensive rebound, trying to get the 2 points back. Yung namintis yung tira kanina. But that's short. 18 seconds. They were able to cross half court here.
This could be a basket timeout situation for Imus, especially if Muntinlupa hits another 3.
Lohera Labas kay Ramos. Jumper. Yes! The Cagers making all the right plays down the stretch here. 61 to 57. Muntinlupa, 53 seconds remaining. And timeout for Imus. That's their last timeout of the game.
You can never go wrong every time the ball starts inside and out. You see, he was able to attract dalawang green shirts. Now, that was a well-contested shot. Just a better basket by Matiliano to beat the clock. And this was the catch-and-go move. Little step back to create space. That's a big basket, you know, to put this game into 2 possessions with a 4-point lead.
Liquid to din, what's up tayo, Mango? Go.
53 seconds left, 61 to 57. That's Imus's last timeout. Cagers have a couple. 4-point game. What a comeback here from the Muntinlupa Cagers. It felt like, you know, they've lost their rhythm in the third period.
Kaya nga importante ro, which is something we pointed out earlier, how they regained their focus to start the fourth, putting the team into penalty, and that slowed the game down, allowed them to set their defense. Caspe for 3, that's an air ball, and could be the game.
46 seconds remaining. We've seen a lot of strange things happen, even with a 4-point lead. Flores receives the inbound back to Domark Matiliano. Matiliano gets it across to Marge De Leon. Now with Patrick Ramos, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ramos drives, Ramos trying to finish. That's a foul on Ariar.
What a smart play by Ramos. What you like about that is their last 2 baskets were jump shots. Now they're up by 4. He takes it hard to the basket, gets a foul, has a chance to increase the lead, obviously, and allows them to set up their defense.
Mintis lang ang unang free throw ni Patrick Ramos. 26 seconds remaining. The Cagers on the verge of win number 7. 9 of 16 at the line ng Muntinlupa, 16 of 20 for Imus. But they got into the penalty early. Doligon in a rush, bothered by Lohera. There's a double team. Doligon able to release the pass to Koga, who launches the 3. That won't work. Rebound Doligon inside the paint. Well defended. De Leon grabs the rebound, and Marge is fouled hard. With 5 seconds remaining, and Muntinlupa with a 5-point lead.
He was able to get away from really a double team, and then eventually, yun nga, no? Yung pagpatay ng lamok nitong si Doligon. At posibleng tawagan ng unsportsmanlike foul ito.
They've been scoreless in the last 3.5 minutes. Talking about Imus.
So Muntinlupa obviously giving etong Imus a taste of their own medicine.
This is now a 10-0 run since the 3 minutes and 34 second mark in the of this fourth quarter.
And we mentioned how that third quarter belonged to the brotherhood. And only allowing, there's the announcement of the unsportsmanlike foul. Now, it's not gonna matter. Final score na lang ang pinag-uusapan dito. 5-point lead, 5 seconds.
Now, there have been a few games here this season where Imus had a really good chance. A bit excessive there from Mark Beligon. De Leon sinks the first. Two for two for Marge, making it a 12-0 run to close out this ball game. And Lojera will dribble this one away, and it's official. The Muntinlupa Cagers shrugging off their struggles in the third period as they come away with a 64-57 victory. They steady the ship in the fourth and overcome itong Imus Brotherhood, who had held them to just 5 points in the third quarter. And they come right back with a much stronger performance. This is our best player of the game, brought to you by MPBL founder Senator Manny Pacquiao. Number 50 sa balota. Muntinlupa notches win number 7 in 9 games. J.R. Flores is our best player of the game. Off the bench, he was outstanding. 16 points and 5 rebounds, including 11 points in that first half.
Well, he was a tone setter there. But the winning plays really belong to Patrick Ramos. Those last 2 plays, the go-ahead baskets, ang laking bagay ng mga ginawa niya.
Let's go to Gianna Llanes.
Congratulations to our best player of the game, JR. Nung third quarter nga parang napunta yung momentum sa Imus. Ano yung natutunan nyo doon para makuha nyo ulit yung momentum nyo sa fourth quarter?
Hindi lang kami na parang nag-relax lang kami, hindi kami nagpadala sa emotion namin na parang nararatel kami. Parang compose lang, yun lang.
At marami nga sa inyo ay nag-contribute talaga nung fourth quarter na yon. Gaano ka-proud sa teammates nyo dahil nga very vocal kayo sa adjustments at na-apply nyo ito agad?
Ayun, sobrang proud syempre. Talagang tinatrabaho namin lahat sa ensayo lahat ng sinasabi ni Coach Gino, ng mga assistant coaches, talagang ginagawa lang namin.
And JR, this is win number 7 for your team. I'm sure maraming proud na proud sa inyo. Pasalamatan mo naman sila.
Nagpapasalamat kami sa aming mga team owners, Kaiser and Grace Galvez, Attorney Jemsy, Aya Saicon, Team Governor, Ricardo Padilla, Mayor Rafi Biazon, our sponsors, Lakan, Lakas ng Camarines Norte, Paramount Logistics, Jemsy Foundation, Perea Moto District, ayun lang. At binabati ko yung wife ko, si Pat, ito si baby ko, si Brianna, si Briel, si mama, si Papa, at yung mga kaibigan ko na nanonood ngayon, si Jovi, si Dayan, si Cairo, si Kuya Errol, si Ate Ope, si Lolo Merly, at si Miguel. Ayun lang. Salamat. Si Senator Manny Pacquiao, #number 50. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our best player of the game, J.R. Flores of the Muntinlupa Cagers. Back to you, Sidelf and Christian.
Thank you so much, G, and congratulations to the Muntinlupa Cagers. A nice come from behind win in that second half. It's win number 7 for Muntinlupa. Up next, 2 teams coming off defeats in their last games, Parañaque and Batangas, battling it out here in Lucena City. We'll be right back from the Quezon Convention Center.
Yan po ang aking commitment, hindi lamang po sa tao, kundi sa Panginoon na makapagserbisyo, makapaglingkod ako.
Lalong-lalo na sa Panginoon at sa kapangalawa kay Manny Pacquiao dahil sa napakaganda ng puso niya. Bukod pa doon, binigyan niya kami ng bahay.
Yan pong programa ko na yan, hindi po yan proposal lamang, kundi matagal ko na pong ginagawa yan sa sarili kong bulsa, sa sarili kong pagsisikap, dugo at pawis ang aking puhunan para makapagbigay, makatulong ako sa aking mga kababayan. Kaya naman po, ang nais ko talaga na maipasa, maibatas ang Free Public Housing Act, ma-implement at maraming mabigyan ng tahanan. Nagawa ko po yan na ako lang, ano pa kaya ang pera ng taong bayan na dapat mabalik sa inyo. Yan po ang aking ipinaglalaban.
Daghan kay salamat Sir Manny Pacquiao sa imong kaayo sa amo. God bless. Pasalamat mi sa Ginoo nga gigamit siya sa Dios nga maluoy sa mga pobre nga sama sa amoa. Salamat.
Pumili po tayo na isang kandidato na may tunay na malasakit at pagmamahal sa mga mahihirap at naiiwanan sa laylayan ng mga Pilipino. Wala pong ibang tinitingnan kundi kapakanan, kinabukasan ng bawat mamamayang Pilipino na naghihirap, nagugutom at wala pong oportunidad na makapagtrabaho. We are just stewards of God's grace in its various forms. Therefore, we should maximize the time, the strength, the blessings that God entrusted to us to help others para mag-glorify ang ating Panginoon sa buhay natin. In God, all things are possible. Nothing is impossible with God.
Itong pinaglalaban ko, samahan niyo po ako. Yun po ang hangad ko palagi sa pamilyang Pilipino na wala pong may iiwan. Higit sa lahat, magtutulungan tayo, magkakaisa tayo para po sa isang minimithi nating kaunlaran ng ating bansa.
Ang dalangin ko palagi na itong bansang ito maipagmamalaki ng sabayan ng Pilipino na maunlad, masaya, nagkakaisa at namumuhay ng tahimik. Si Manny Pacquiao po, number 50 po sa balota.